Welcome back to HSC AMA live TV. Let me do this. Bringing on speaker. Go. Welcome back to HSC AMA. I'm your
Hi,
host,
Julia. How are you?
Julia. Hey, Patricia. Super excited to have you today. All of you joining, Patricia is an accomplished coactive coach and manager at Salesforce. She has also overachieved quota many times and is a mentor at the Salesforce Women's Networking Program. Super excited to feature you. How have you been? Patricia?
Yes. Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, there is a slight delay, but it's fine, looks like.
Yeah, same here. I can feel a delay.
Um, how's your connection? Is it
Now,
okay?
yes. Yeah, it
Perfect.
looks like it's, yeah.
Amazing. We have 25 minutes now, and our community went crazy. Probably got like, I don't know, up to 100 submitted questions. So let's just jump into it.
Sounds good. Let me see what I can do.
Amazing. I'll randomize it and let's go with this one. What is coaching? What are the essential principles of coactive coaching?
So what is coaching? It's actually a question that I always ask the moment that any person is interested in speaking with me. And I always give this comparison that I love. I always give the metaphor of a bicycle. So basically, when you have a bicycle, there are many ways that you can ride. And I use this metaphor specifically because I feel like nowadays there's so much confusion between mentoring, coaching, consultant. So that's the reason. And I always said especially mentorship and coaching, there's always like mixed information. So a mentor will basically tell you where to get to a specific place. So imagine that I want to go from here to school. They will tell you exactly like how to get there. So just go straight and then turn to the right. And then when you face a challenge, just do this. And then coaching will be just there to guide you and to empower you and to tell you like, okay, what would you do if you face this challenge? So it's more about empowering and using your specific skills. And mentoring is just choosing someone that already been there. Now, in terms of coaching, there are many types of coaching, like types. I say that there is the performance and there are the transformational coaching, that is the one that the coactive follows. And the performance coaching will be like kind of having a coach at the gym that they tell you like, come on, let's just lift these weights and get stronger. And it's all about getting better and into like, or let's say at a specific task to reach specific goals. But more a transformational coaching, that is the coactive coaching that I do, is like a wizard that is like a guide for you. So we focus so much on asking very deep questions like what kind of person you want to be or what dreams do you have. So yeah, performance coach is all about getting better into a specific thing, and transformational coaching is more about, I say, discovering your true self and making big changes in your life. Now, going into the coactive specifically, I really love it because the coactive means like it means be, and active means doing. So we see right now that we are involved in this era of, just doing tasks, one thing after another, one thing after another. So this type of coactive coaching focuses on the balance between who you want to be. And then from there, we try to focus on your action plan. So that's why it's very transformative. We work a lot with values, with your strengths, with powerful questions, and basically are three main principles that we use. First one is the principle of fulfillment. So what is living a meaningful life for your clients? So we really try to help clients discover and pursue like what really matters for them, and everything related to align with your values, because we try to align your actions with really your deepest values and your passions. The second one will be like balance. That is everything related to perspectives and choices, let's say. So we try to help our clients to view or to change or explore multiple perspectives, let's say, so they can make really intentional choices. And we try to support them, like, let's say, making those choices. And then the last one will be process. That is quite of the, for me, the hardest one, but because it involves all the emotional side. So it's not that much logic. And sometimes clients, especially men, are not that much in contact with their emotions. So it's quite like challenging to get there. And it's basically being in the moment. So we focus so much on experience the present, let's say, fully, and embrace emotions. And yeah, because we really believe that leading to deeper self-awareness and growth is when you are processing all of those emotions. Yeah, and some of the tools we use is like powerful questions to deep like the knowledge and experience, intruding, championing the client, acknowledging and taking action as well. That is it's a big part. I don't know if I think more or less.
Super fascinating. I mean, in the marketing wilderness, coaching, mentorship, training, pretty much used interchangeably. So definitely super helpful for our community to actually see the difference. I'm curious, Patricia, what inspired you to transition? Because majority, like as we know, majority of people, our
Mm.
community and on the coaching side of things, they would expect you to coach them on sales. And in fact, they normally would book those sessions. And then I know that you're very particular about this one. What inspired you to transition from sales to the, hardcore coaching?
So I'll say, I think it was experience myself, the coaching journey, like around 3 years ago. So I always knew that I had this passion for serving others. And I think having or receiving that coaching from from someone is like specifically in the Coactive Institute was what really made me want to learn about this type of coaching. And then I think you can apply it as you probably know. You can apply it into sales. You can apply into any subject. But for me, I like this type of coaching because it really focuses on the person. And the idea is that we coach that good that the client doesn't have to come back. That we see those what we call wow moments that impact the client, that they don't have to come back to us. So I think that was the magic that we see, like coaches, we see the magic in the client, that those moments of, wow, I just realized like I'm not happy in this place or this challenge, or I changed the perspective. So I think it was just experience myself that I wanted to make the transition.
Super fascinating. Let's make sure that we address all the questions here. So the second one was, how do you help people bust through their limiting beliefs and imposter syndrome?
So I'll say mainly four things. I say in the specific case of the coactive, what we work is something called the saboteur. And it's basically identifying those limited beliefs that you have. So basically recognizing that negative voice that tells you, who are you? Who do you think you are? Why do you want to do this? We then try to personify like that voice to really create, let's say, like a psychological distance and reduce the power. We always say like, it's like as we put a light into the saboteur, and then it becomes less like scary. Then the third one will be questioning the beliefs. So we use powerful questions to push them and to find like really evidence of what, like evidence that say that really contradicts their beliefs. And the last one will say, we try to reframe their thoughts and their affirmations. So we try to teach the clients to reframe the negative thoughts into a more, like, let's say, constructive or empowering ones. So really replacing that limited beliefs with empowering ones, and then we move into taking action.
Next one is, how do you structure a coaching engagement?
So there are many ways. What we do normally at the beginning is what we call, we design an alliance. Once you have chosen your coach, because normally you have a first call with the coach and you need to make sure that you gel with that person. And there are so many questions involving related to how to challenge the person, what is a safe place for them. And once you feel like, okay, I can gel and I can work with this client, then what we do, what we call a discovery call. So in the discovery call, we do the designing alliance, and is where we grant the coaching relationship power. So we focus on the big agenda, that it will be what is really important for your client in terms of what fulfills them. And then we focus on what we call the smaller agenda. Normally, we start with an exercise that I really love, that is called the Wheel of Life. And it's basically, it contains like eight sections. It looks like a wheel, and together it represents kind of one way of describing your whole life. So as a coach, what we do is we label into different categories, normally between it's eight sections. And yeah, we can label depending on, like, the structure is up to you and to your client. But basically the important thing of this exercise is that it measures really your client's level of satisfaction in the different areas on this specific day. So we don't focus on the past or in the future. We focus on, it's like a snapshot, taken in this specific moment. And then once they feel like, okay, they see what are the different areas and how they rate them, what we do is we just explain to them that this is the balance that you have in your life. So if you put this wheel in a car, how would the ride will be? And then from there, we start like going into topics and just designing the agenda and yeah, like, but there are different structures. Like each coach is quite different in that sense.
Just personally curious, I don't know, what is the biggest imbalance that you would just notice in your clients? Just in general terms.
So nowadays, I feel like so many people are, like, specifically in career or in professional development, career, money as well. So I see like more and more people are coming that they are like burned out from their jobs. They really want this change. But normally in family, friends, the environment is quite, like, I see quite good balance. But specifically in the areas of career, but it's true that I'm much more focused on those areas. So maybe that's why, like, clients, these type of clients, they come to me.
Amazing. Next one. What is the secret to active listening?
I'm still figuring it out, this one. And it's quite a hard one. But for me, it will be, I'll say, suspending judgment, also showing empathy, and responding in a very conscious manner. But there are 3 levels of active listening. I don't know if you heard about this before, but this is how they teach us in Coactive. The first one will be the level 1, what we call, and is the internal listening, and is focusing on oneself. So at this level, you listen to the other person, but your attention is primarily on your own thoughts, on your own feelings, and it's just about what the conversation means to you, not to the other person. And then you have level 2, that is focused listening, what we call, and is focused on the speaker. So here your full attention is on the speaker. You are listening to their words, to their tone, to their body language as well. And you are fully engaged on trying to understand the message and emotions of the other person. And then level 3, that will be the perfect one, is the global listening, and is more on context, let's say, and environment. So it's the deepest level of listening. So you are not only focusing on the speaker, but you also pick up on surrounding environment, the energy in the room. You try to gain this holistic understanding of the situation. So I think probably what is the secret? I think for me will be mastering these 3 levels. And in this way you will connect with others, but especially level 3 is the most important one.
Super fascinating. We normally, the very basic division would be between level 1 and second, especially in sales,
Yeah.
listen to the prospect, right? But yeah, it's fascinating. Next one, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Where do I see myself in 5 years? Okay, so in terms of my coaching project, or like I see myself like definitely becoming a skill coach. But I would say I want to specialize more in leadership, more in or talent development, or helping executives and professionals to advance in their careers. So again, it will be more focused on executive coaching. I also see myself working with corporate clients. So I want to really collaborate with companies, design like leadership workshops that enhance organization effectiveness and promote really a culture of growth within the company. I also love mentoring for the youth specifically. I'm a mentor in university, in GEMS in Dubai, in TAP as well. For me, I love it because I think that is something that if I found it earlier in my career, it really would have helped me to reach to places much faster and to avoid like others, let's say. And then, yeah, I think I aspire to create as well something related with NGOs or contributing to community development. But definitely, probably I'll move from the corporate world and those like the sales side. Yeah.
I'm thinking what to choose here. Do you prefer to sell solo or team selling?
Definitely team selling, especially in Salesforce. This is something that I love. We really work with many stakeholders, which multiplies the possibilities of selling, and as well like covering the different challenges that the client has. So especially in companies like Salesforce, we have a huge ecosystem of products and solutions, and we can become experts. Me as a core AE, it's very important that we focus on working with cloud specialists to multiply this type of sales. So yeah, definitely team selling.
Why do you like working for Salesforce? What's the best part of the role?
So Salesforce is a great company. The thing that I like the most is probably the solution. One, there are many things that I like. Probably the solution. I feel like, especially when it comes to sales, you need to really believe in the product and the tech stack that you are selling. And I see customers extremely happy after the implementation. I like the approach of sales. It's very consultative. So we really focus on the client, on the challenges, and they really train us to like build, like spend time in discovery calls, bringing solutions engineers. So we make sure that we don't only cover the challenges, but we show them the art of the possible. So Salesforce as the top CRM in the world, we we position ourselves as business partners. And it's not just like partner with Salesforce that we're going to give you the technology and we will leave, but we really as well, like we try to connect customers one another in events so they really can learn from each other and they can grow and scale. So it's a great product that helps to scale. And also internally, the team is great. They are very, very smart people from my perspective. I've been in many companies and you have great professionals there, strong network of partners, and a good environment in general.
I just have to be robotic. I'm sorry in advance. I want to address as many questions as possible because a lot of people submitted them and trying to be respectful here. So here's an interesting one. What was your greatest failure and what did you learn from it?
So without getting into much details, I think one of the biggest failures was in probably uni. that I learned basically from my personality. I'm quite someone high achiever, like I like fast-paced environments. And I learned how, like I used to learn how to do things quite fast, and get good results. And I realized that it's much better as low success in life, because of one of the biggest failures that I had. So I really believe now in slow success, and it's on the long term, it's much better, more sustainable.
What are your favorite books on personal development?
Um, my favorite books from personal development. So this one is as well a tricky one, because I feel like there is a lot of emphasis in personal development, and there are so many options, a lot of generic advice out there, and it's, from my perspective as well, it's easy to get like lost and overwhelmed because you don't know what truly applies to your own unique journey. So what I mean, like let's say, is that searching specifically for books that are related to personal development sometimes is not the best. So for me, I find the most impactful books are directly about personal development, are the ones that I receive a message, or they deliver a message that really resonate deeply with me. So that could be essays, that could be classic novels, that could be stories that offer, I don't know, my own perspectives, or it challenged my way of thinking. And I'll say the first one that everyone probably knows is Siddhartha from Hermann Hesse. It's quite spiritual. I have to say I love that author. The second one, I say How to Win Friends and Influence People. That is a classic one. Meditations as well from Marco Aurelio. I think this is as well a very good one that really shows the importance of logic over emotion. And it really helps you to start training your mind into thinking more rationally. And the last one that I read, it was The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. That is all about making choices. So yeah, I'd say these four ones.
Superb recommendations. How do you select your clients?
So how do I select my clients? I think clients, there is a very good book that is called The Prosperous Coach. And they teach you how to create those conversations. Instead of like choosing, you create the conversations. So you really focus on, whenever I'm having a conversation with someone, I try to identify like the challenges, or what are they facing right now in their lives. And then from there, like I see if they could be interested in coaching, or if not, like they can refer, or someone, if there is someone that comes to their mind that could be like facing a challenge and they could be interested in coaching. But I think it's so important always, like you really need to gel with the coach. Like not everyone works well with a coach. So you need to choose the coach, and you need to choose the client as well. There is a commitment from both sides.
Do you need a full hour for coaching with people, or is it 30 minutes enough?
So it could be, I've seen sessions of 15 minutes, extremely powerful, sorry. And this is how they train us in the coactive. So it depends. So like from my side, 1 hour normally makes it easier for you to go deep into the coaching session. And others, 30 minutes could definitely work. I had 30 minutes, I received 30 minutes coaching that really was extremely impactful for me.
Do you have a personal mentor in the Salesforce or coactive coaching world?
I do have a strong, I have different mentors in different areas of my life. It depends on what I admire from that person. But I can say I do have from outside Salesforce, inside Salesforce, and in terms of the coactive coach, like in like my specific coach is a coactive coach, and she is as well my mentor. And thanks to her, I end up like becoming a coactive coach. So yeah.
Let's do this one. Which leaders do you most respect?
Um, I'll say very easy that one, just someone that empowers me. any leader who empowers me, I'll admire the most. For me, freedom and commitment are my top values. So it's it's unlikely that I'm gonna admire someone that doesn't respect my freedom and my boundaries. So yeah, anyone who empowers me, who doesn't give me the questions, who doesn't give me the answers straight, who really makes me think and take my own conclusions.
Beautiful. How do you keep C-levels involved in deals?
I think this is something that more than keeping involved like C-levels in deals, I think the most important thing is once you start a conversation with a prospect, is to really understand who are the people who are going to be involved in the decision-making process. And then I think it's key to do the networking. Each of them, they will have different challenges. So the CFO, the CCO, the CEO. So it's very important to tell them, if you, in the specific case of Salesforce, that is a very expensive tool, you need to, or me, like myself, I try to explain to them the importance of them to really join the meeting at the beginning, to understand and gather the requirements and their challenges, so I can show them really what is important for each one of them. So each one, they will feel like, okay, you are important in this process. And yeah, I'll say, and obviously the importance of networking always as well.
Last one. How can I possibly start my own business from scratch?
So in this case, I cannot even answer that question because I don't even have my own business, but I'll say something. There was one very good question that says, how can I move maybe from the corporate world, into my own thing? And someone told me something that changed completely my perspective, because I was asking myself that question. He told me, sometimes we put so much pressure on our jobs that, the moment that something goes wrong, we feel like not fulfilled or not aligned, and we become depressed. And he told me, like, really go and find other sources, other passions, and then the passions, it could become like a small project that you can maybe monetize in the future. So for me, it would be more than, don't put that much pressure, don't put all the eggs in one basket. Try to diversify, find all the things that you like, and see how can you monetize all of that. Yeah, that will be.
Super valuable. Patricia, such a blast just to feature you. I just wanted to ask you, who are you most inspired to work with within our community? We have 20,000 people in, lots of C-levels, VPs, founders, really different GTM folks. So who should work with you?
I say, in terms of, I do have one of the clients that I'm doing sales coaching. So anyone that is starting a small project and they have the knowledge in their product or their service, but maybe they are more lost in the sales part, sales processes, especially if it's B2B or it's a tech product, I can support there. And then any other person who's interested in receiving coactive coaching or exploring more what this type of coaching is, happy to speak with them.
Thank you so much. Everyone, make sure you book a one-on-one with Patricia. And yeah, any closing thoughts?
No, just thank you so much for your organizing the meeting and the webinar, and yeah, nothing else. Nothing else from my side.
Thanks so much, Patricia. See you soon.
Thank you. Thank you.